What's up, everybody? Master Reactor here, and today I am going to be doing a replay on my account that I first made on Dueling Book, Teamalphadonald. Dueling High is still doing good. I don't really want to jeopardize losing 30, 40 points when I test decks, so I get on my first account that I made. So anyone that says that I made an alt account and I made this one after, it's full of shit because I've had this account forever, and I could actually prove it right here by going to Duel Records. Let's see how far this Duel Records will go back here. We will be doing the replay against Shooting Star, by the way, but first of all, we will go all the way back to 2017. Okay, so boom. I've had this account since 2017. The replays are not showing up, but it's been here for that long. Maybe I didn't play in that time. Let's see. 2019. I started Dueling High in probably like 2021 or something. Boom. Been playing all the way since 2019. No replays, but it's on here. Let's see. All time. Let's see. What is the recent? The latest. Let's shoot all the way down here and see what happens. I don't know. Alright, it's fucking pros. But anyways, yeah. I've had this account forever, though. That's all you gotta know. 2 years ago, was on this playing. Forever. I've had this account forever. Played Dr. Zoidberg 2 years ago. See if any other names that are on here on the GOAT world that people might know of. There's one from 2 years ago. Of course, Dueling Book is acting up. Go figure. I'm going to have to exit it and come back, and I'm going to do the replay. I'm on like a Chaos Control, Golem Century, with the Sacred Phoenix and the Apprentice Magician meta. I actually played this deck, and I forgot to put Sinister in it, so it kind of sucked, and it was still doing good without Sinister. But I just recently added Sinister to it, thank God. I forgot to add it, so that sucked. Definitely need Sinister in this deck. And I was playing Wing Blast and 2 metas, but now I'm playing triple meta, so... Okay, it doesn't want... Okay, there it is. Alright, boom. We're on here. Alright, let's go ahead and jump right onto this replay now. No more waiting. 3 minutes ago, let's see it, let's see it. Let's see what happens. I throw rock, he throws scissors, so I get to go first. Really, really nice. Get to go first. Awesome. So, I open the Chicken, Yugioh, Faith, Thunder Dragon, Graceful, and Pot of Greed. Pretty busted start, not gonna lie. This is pretty unfair for my opponent. But he has Deco, Duo, Kaiku, Jar of Greed, and Spirit Reaper. So I discard the Thunder Dragons, obviously. And I fire the Pot of Greed, and I draw into Meta and Knock. And then I fire Graceful, and I draw into Meta, Spy, and Mirror Force. So I discard both Thunder Dragons, I set the Spy and set the Mirror Force, and just pass. Okay, he draws into his Mirror Force, okay. He fires the Lincoln Duo. And gets my Meta, and I throw out the Chicken. I value these cards more than the Chicken. I mean, it's a good card, but I can always premature bear it. I'm actually playing Call of the Heart in this deck too, so can't use. I'm playing the Crane too because I'm on the Apprentice Magician. It's pretty sick when you scapegoat. They run it to Apprentice Magician. You have scapegoat. You just go get the hand, tribute the token. I'm also running 1 Soul Exchange in this deck, which I have not seen yet. Matter of fact, which is crazy. Or I might have cut it, but all right. So he summons Kaiku, hits into my Spy. I go get a Spy. He sets Jar and Mirror Force and passes. I draw into Sangin. So I decide just to set Faith and pass. I say, you know, he didn't have Knock last turn, so let's hope he doesn't have it this turn. He draws in a Night Assailant, and then he draws into Deco off a Jar of Greed. He goes into battle, and I decide just to Mirror Force the Kaiku. And then he decides to set Deco and pass. I draw into another Knock, which is pretty nice. I decide to flip Magician of Faith here. And I just grab the Pot of Greed. I don't really want to discard anything. I just want to get the quick +2 damn near with the Faith. So I draw into Wing Blast and Apprentice Magician, which is okay. I run the Yugioh out, and I put the Faith face down. And I fire knock. And I knock the decos. I'm actually not running deco in this deck either, which is pretty crazy, but I don't feel like I need it. And I set Wing Blast and pass. He draws into Solemn, so he sets the deco and sets Solemn and passes. I draw into Golem Sentry. Okay, pretty nice card. Shout out to Kevin L. Malone, who started popularizing, I can't speak today. It's just not working. But anyways, you know what I meant to say. He started the Golem Sentry wave, alright? All credit goes to him, but it's a really good card. So I just instantly discard a card for Wing Blast, put the monster back on top, because he's soloing my Faith here, and I switch both spies, summon Sangin, and hit him for exactly game 3400. Okay, pretty good start. So we're going to game 2. Let's see how game 2 goes. Game 1, I got extremely lucky with the deck. Game 2, he opens Double Jar of Greed, Spirit Reaper, Book of Moon, Mirror Force, and Solemn Judgment. And I've got a pretty okay hand as well. He decides to summon some Reaper and set 3 and pass. Set Solemn, Jar of Greed, and Jar of Greed. I draw into Prince Magician. I've got Pot, Scapegoat, Prince Magician, Ring of Destruction, Thunder Dragon, and BLS. So I decide to obviously discard Thunder Dragon here. Grab myself 2 more. And I fire the Pot of Greed. And he decides to not Solemn Judgment the Pot of Greed. Which I don't think I like that play. I would have just paid the 4K and just said screw it. You're not drawing no more cards. But that's my opinion. So I draw into, I think, Snatch Steal and Knock. I decide to just set Scapegoat, set Ring, and set a Prince Magician and pass. He in-phase Jar of Greeds into Tribe and Graceful, which is nice. Then he draws into a Deco. So, okay. He switches his Reaper to defense, sets Deco, and sets Mirror Force, and passes. I draw into MST, which is pretty nice. I fire the Knock right away. On the Decos, I'm not running any. He's running 2. I set MST and just pass. He draws into MST. He sets the MST and passes. I in-phase MST his MST, so that's pretty nice. And I draw into a Faith, which is nice. And decide that, you know, he ain't had Knock, so I'll just set it. And of course, he top decks Knock, so that sucks. But it's fine, though. So he fires Knock, gets rid of the Faiths. Okay, gets rid of his 2 and my 2, so that kind of sucks. And he just passes. I draw into Book of Moon here. So now I just say, screw it, I'm just going to go for it. I tribute the Prince Magician for Thunder Dragon. And I banish a Dark, banish a Light, drop BLS. And he Solemn Judgments this. Again, I don't get the reason that he Solemn Judgmented that. Because he had Tribe, he has Book of Moon, he has Mirror Force. It's like, what is the point in this? But anyways, he tries the Mirror Force. And I just chain Book of Moon, put it face down, and I pass. He draws into a Breaker, which is pretty nice, I guess. But I have Ring, so it puts him pretty low in life here. Puts him at 2400. He fires Graceful Charity. I say, okay, that's good. He draws into Duo, Heavy, and Ring. So he discards Duo and Book of Moon, sets the Ring, and passes. I draw into a Wing Blast. I flip Thunder Dragon, try to go into battle, and he rings it, putting me at 800, or putting him at 800, and me at 4800, and I decide to set Wing Blast and pass. He draws into Heavy Storm. He fires Heavy Storm. I just chain Scapegoat here right away. Might as well. And surprisingly, he doesn't run Tribe out in Kaiku. Now he's just saying, if I have Metamorphosis or if I draw into it, he just loses. So he decides to run Kaiku out and hits into the token. I'm like, okay, all I have is Thunder Dragon. I draw into Golem Sentry, which is pretty nice, I guess. I set the Sentry and just pass. He draws into a BLS, which is pretty dead because he has no lights. And he just attacks the face down. It's a Golem Sentry. Then he runs Tribe out and pops the Golem Sentry. Okay. I draw into a Sangin, which is pretty nice. I set the Sangin and pass. He draws to a card destruction, which is pretty dead at the moment. But hey, he goes into battle and hits with Kaiku. And I just go ahead and grab Tsukiyomi to my hand because I'm like, why not? They both just shit on both of his monsters. Tsukiyomi does. So I draw into another Golem Sentry. I summon Tsukiyomi, put the Tribe down and attack. He draws into Upstart Goblin. Okay, then he draws Pot of Greed off the Upstart. Then he draws Upstart and Knock. He fires Upstart into Thunder Dragon. He discards a Thunder Dragon and gets 2 more. Then he just fires card destruction here. Gives me 3 cards. He gets 3 as well. He draws Sinister, Chaos Sork, and Night Assailant. I draw Duo, Spy, and Graceful Charity. So it's going to get pretty nasty here unless he can kill me, which he can't. He's just hitting both of my tokens. I'm like, okay, you got me. And he decides to just set a monster and pass. I fire Graceful. I draw Mirror Force a turn. I fire Graceful into Premature, Demock, and Meta. So as you can tell, he's only 800. He's at 800. So I discard the Demock. And I discard the Spy. And I fire Premature, and he knows what time it is, and that is the game. So deck is pretty damn busted. I would have got some spells back there, even if I didn't have game. But the game is just really, really blitz. Maybe we'll do some live streaming of this deck. I'll start playing it on Dueling High as well. If I can like practice it a little more and feel a little more comfortable with it. I just built this deck yesterday. So, yeah, I'm not really as comfortable as I want to be with it at the moment. But I will show the deck off if anybody wants to see what I got going on. You have any suggestions? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? I'll do the card by card real quick. I'm running double Apprentice Magician. This works well with Breaker, obviously. It gets the double Faith I have, and it gets the Chicken Grabber, is what I like to call him. He's the Chicken Grabber. So, like I said, if I have Scapegoat in this, they attack into it. I end-phase Goat. I grab the hand off the Apprentice Magician. Wada boom, wada bing. I'm running 1 BLS, no Chaos Sork, because I don't want to really brick up with more cards. I'm already running this Demock and this Chicken that really bricks up, so I feel like I just don't want to brick up with it. So I think 1 BLS is fine, and it has been running pretty smooth. I have the Breaker, I have the Demock, I have the double Golem Sentry, which is just added goodness to the deck that, I mean, I don't know. Like, you could probably just cut these, but I like them. I haven't really seen success with them yet, but yeah, they're okay. So I guess it was because he did waste the tribe on it last game y'all just watched. So I'm running the double Spy. This is just a little bit more defense. Also, good tribute fodder with Demock. Running the 1 Chicken Grabber, double Faith, running the Chicken, Sanguine, Sinister, triple Thunder Dragon, 1 Tsukiyomi. I'm on 1 Book of Moon, 1 Duo, 1 Graceful Heavy, triple Metamorphosis, which is just busted. MST, double Knock, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, double Scapegoat, Snatch Steal, 1 Soul Exchange. This card is actually really, really busted. It works well with meta. You can just take their shit and meta fire Soul Exchange. That's one thing. You can take their monster and tribute one of your monsters for Demock. You can take their monster with the Chicken and Soul Exchange it. Or if you have Soul Exchange with Thunder Dragon, you just take their monster and just tribute it for a Thunder Dragon, which works too. So it's like a third knock, pretty much, in my eyes. So also it's really good to get rid of any kind of big threat on their field. So I think it's pretty good. Even though I have not drawn this card yet, but I've only played about 4 matches with this deck. And I think I've won 3 and lost 1 with it. So I'm on the Call of the Haunted, I'm on the Mirror Force, and I'm on double Wing Blast. This is just like to set them back a little bit. I mean, it could be Regeki Breaks, or it could just be not at all play these, but also no Solemn Judgment, as you could tell. No Judgment in the deck. 1 Ring of Destruction. Okay, onto the side deck now. I've got 2 Cybersteins here. This is just for, like, Monster Gate OTK. You just pay 5k and bring out... Wow, I'm not even on the Last Warrior. Okay, well, I would have added it on the damn... Let me do that now. I would have just added it. I could just take out a Rice Entry. Because you can just add any card when you're playing on the extra deck, so it really wouldn't matter. But what you do is, you could bring this in against Warriors and just bring out King Dragoon. And, like, they play Sakus and shit. Exile Force. All that shit is just done. Like, they can't do shit. So that's an option. Also, against Monster Gate, you just bring out Last Warrior. And most of the time, unless they have an out for, like, Vortex or Snatch, or if they're on, like, Regeki Breaks, which I've seen them be on that, it's really hard for them to deal with this. So that's just what This is 2 Kaikus. This is for like turbo matchups or chaos control mirrors. Also, you could bring it in against warriors. That's pretty good. It crashes with shit. I'm on double Mobius for burn, also warriors. I'm on double Zombira. This is for warriors. I'm on mind control for the chaos turbo. I'm on triple mystic walk for the panda burn and any kind of burn shit. And I'm on triple Saku for warriors and panda burn. And the extra deck is just the extra deck. But y'all hit the like, hit the sub. Let me know if you have any suggestions for this